Have you ever had that moment where you're watching TV or something and a scene comes up that hits you kinda harder than you expected? I'm not talking about an emotional moment, just something that's said and you realize, ooh, that's something I'm struggling with. Well, that happened to me, literally yesterday while watching an episode of Sleepy Hollow.
Abraham cajoled me into coming to America. Katrina influenced my turn, put me to sleep, sent me on my mission to become a witness. How do I know myself when at every turn my life has been determined by others?
Knowing your true self. I've kind of made a video about this before and it's still been on my mind, especially now. In the previous video, I talked about finding out who you are by trying new things, looking inside yourself to understand if you're happy, and not accepting the person you accidentally became as your true self. And that's what I want to explore today. Just like Ichabod Crane from Sleepy Hollow, I too can look back at a lot of the decisions in my life and see that other people were responsible for it. And maybe that I need to change everything. Now, before we go any further, none of these people are to blame for where I am now. I like to describe life as being like a river. If you do nothing, the river will pull you along, deciding for you which branches you'll go down. Your friends and family who try to push or pull you towards different life choices are just the flow of the river leading you down different branches. So if you let the river flow, let others make decisions for you, you might end up in a place where you're happy. Or by the time you realize where you want to be, you're so far away, it seems impossible to get there. I've let the river decide my journey until, honestly, last year. 33 years of other people deciding what school I go to, what country to live in, what sports to do, and what career to pursue. When you're a kid, that's fine. Obviously, your parents decide what school you go to, where you live, and in part, what sports you play. But I was never really able to make the jump from when my parents were making my decisions to me making those decisions. I felt overwhelmed with this influx of life-altering decisions all at once. And I started feeling the consequences of the irreparable mistakes that I made during my school life, like not taking it seriously enough. So there I was, 18, overwhelmed, depressed, and doing nothing to change it. I got a job in food service because my parents forced me to do something during my gap year. My friend Humphrey invited me to go with him to an open house of a film school that I'd end up attending because through my apathy, I had no other options. I actually declined to go with him at first because I was just too lazy. Thank God I called him back. I mean, seriously, past Chris, what the fuck? I got my first job after film school through a contact of my dad's. I got my second job through a contact of my dad's. My partner at the time did all the work in finding our new apartment, and after just throwing out the idea of moving to Finland, my parents took the wheel and made all the necessary decisions. And suddenly, I was here, having not made a single proper decision in my life. And that has really made me doubt myself now. Should I even be a videographer and photographer? Or did Humphrey just make me one because I got pulled into his enthusiasm for media when I had no other hobbies? Did I get the jobs that I had because of my skills or because my dad knew a guy who knew a guy? I tried to reassure myself that I wouldn't have gotten the jobs or kept the jobs if I didn't have the necessary skills, and that my dad's contact was just a foot in the door. However, seeing that I haven't been able to get a job without my dad's contact kind of makes you think. Anyway, thankfully in the summer of last year, I finally started making decisions for myself, taking life into my own hands, picking up a paddle. Okay, I know this isn't the right kind of paddle. My first decision was to start dating again. And even though it ended in heartbreak, that relationship showed me a life I wanted. A life I could only get by making decisions and following through. So I did. I decided to start running. I decided to join a swim team again. I decided to take part in a bike race around a lake. And I decided to believe in myself as a freelancer and buy professional equipment that will make my product better. And it's all paid off. Running has made me believe in myself more. Swimming has helped me be more social. Doing an 85-kilometer bike ride proved to me that I can do things I thought were impossible for me. And within 2 weeks, I had earned back the money that I spent on a professional photography camera because I believe in myself and the service that I provide. Obviously, we can never know where we would be today if we had made a different decision 20 years ago. All the mistakes that I've made in the past have made me the person that I am today. And even though I don't really like myself every day, I'm getting there. In the end, that's all we can do. Make the best of the situation that we're in and not worry so much about how we got to where we are now. And even though it seems impossible and really freaking hard, sometimes you just need to do that extra work and pick up your canoe and carry it to where you want to be. I really hope you can get to where you want to be. Thank you for watching. See you next week. Peace.